Well, I'm out exploring today in a new area of the Blue Mountain Birch Cove wilderness around Quarry Lake. I've been to Quarry Lake once or twice, but these are all new paths to me. They're old, single-lane paths, mostly overgrown, barely identifiable as paths at all, but worth exploring. I'm seeing some new areas that I haven't seen before. I'm seeing some plants that I haven't seen in other areas as well, which is kind of exciting. Kind of the diversity and some of the opportunities to forage some new things that I haven't found elsewhere. Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Why don't you come along and join me? I'm going to go down a lot of these side paths, see where they lead, hopefully not get turned around too badly, and eventually stop for lunch. I've got a new backpack I want to show you today as well. It's not a review, it's just a first view. It's my first time wearing it, and I'm just getting used to it. I'm quite excited about it. It's something I've wanted for a long time. So stay tuned. I think I've got something that you may be interested in seeing. So I'm going to apologize now if there's any wind noise, but I'm standing on a bluff overlooking some of the inlets of Quarry Lake, which is what it is. It's just a lot of small islands and inlets and channels. And I'm going to have to focus in on this. Hopefully I'll be able to see this through the lens. There's a small rock island out in the middle of the lake there, with a stack of stones on it. We refer to them as a nookshuk. And just over there, a little further, another one. Now there's no way, of course, people swam out to those, so there's one of two things that they did. They either went out when it was frozen, or they went out by canoe and kayak. I expect probably when it was frozen. That's kind of cool. Alright, back on the trail. So as I move through the woods here, I'm finding different spots where people have been. Either fire pits, look like they may be quite old, some that are new, some with broken bottles, some with other evidence of people haven't been there. A little fire pit right here. But what I just came across is what scares me sometimes about some people in the woods. Now how they stopped this from progressing to a full forest fire, I can only imagine. They're probably 30, 40 feet away from the edge of the water, but they'd have to go down over rocks to get to the water. So whether they were just lucky or they were able to get the water in time, that's what you would call a near forest fire. That could so easily have gone into the root system and traveled through the woods here. We're not in a fire ban right now, but it wouldn't take too many more days of dryness before we are. And that's just evidence of how quickly the woods can go up. You have to be careful. There's no such thing as being too careful. There's no such thing as taking too much time to make sure your fire is out. And that would be the reason why. Alright, still lots to explore. I'm waiting for my lunch to finish cooking. Let me give you a sneak peek at my new backpack. What I have here is the Osprey Aether 60 AG. 60 for standing for 60 liters. It's brand new. It's AG stands for anti-gravity. See if I can demonstrate that for you. It has a very unique suspension system. Osprey is the only one that has it. When this wraps around my hips, whether or not you can see it, the mesh here completely takes my back away from the back of the backpack, all the way up to the center, right below my spine, or right below my neck, right through the belt. Very, very well ventilated. And that's one of the things I was looking for in a backpack, was something that was well ventilated, because I get hot when I'm on the trail. Again, this is not a review, it's just a sneak peek on this bag, but it has capacity over the top. In fact, it's probably bigger than I need for a backpack, but one of the design features of this is, you can see there's a number of compression straps in different places, and I can reconfigure them and flatten the pack down so that the material doesn't sit loose in the bag, it just stays as close to my body as possible, so I can go with as little or as much as I want in the bag. Now, if you know anything about this backpack, you'll see that there's something missing. There is a, sometimes called a brain, sometimes just called the top of the bag. It's a removable lid that is on the bag, and it in itself, well, I'll keep that as a surprise, but I left that at home today, probably taken about 10 or 15 liters off of the total volume of the bag. It has a second lid underneath that one that allows you to go without the top lid, reducing the overall size of the bag. And you know, it's not designed to be a bushcraft bag, but at this point it's meeting all the requirements I have of one. It's a relatively lightweight bag, but it is designed for carrying heavy loads. Of all the hiking bags, this one is designed for carrying heavy loads, and well, the color matches what I was looking for as well. But the suspension was what it was all about for me. I wanted a comfortable bag. I'm going to have this on my back for hours at a time. I wanted something that was comfortable and could carry the weight at the same time, and I think this is it. So, the Osprey Aether AG 60 liter backpack, brand new to me, not a cheap bag, but I was able to purchase this when it went on sale for a tremendous amount of discount, and I had gift cards that I had saved from Christmas, and I was able to put them together, just a few extra dollars, and I was able to get this bag. Sneak peek. I'm going to be testing this out. This is my first day out with it. I'm going to be testing this out for a while, and then I'll bring you a more exhaustive review showing you all the features and everything that I've learned about the bag. Hope you enjoy. Just sitting here enjoying the late afternoon. Spent about 5 hours hiking around the Quarry Lake area of the Blue Mountain Birch Cove wilderness. Trails I hadn't been on before. Some nice spots. I had my fishing rod with me and I was going to cast a line, but was too curious to see where the trails led. I just followed those trails until they petered out, and I found a main trail that brought me back to my starting point. And that's where I'm at now. The starting point is on a small inlet on Susie Lake. A little place that I come quite often, especially during the winter. It was easy to get to, not too far down off of the main road. Just sitting here, relaxing. Made some lunch, just waiting for it to cool off a little bit. Got some water on for a cup of coffee in a little bit. Good day on the trail. Good day on the trail. Testing out my new backpack. It seems to be pretty good. There's a few things I have to learn. Actually, there's a lot I have to learn. It's so much different than my old backpack. But the quality is definitely there, and the features are definitely there. It's just going to take me a little bit of time to understand how it works. One of the immediate benefits I found, though, is my back. Well, it was still wet. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still perspired. I wasn't soaking wet like I normally get. My backpack wasn't wet like it normally gets. So the airflow, I could actually feel the breeze going around my back. That's a good suspension system. Well, I'm going to sit here and enjoy my lunch, have a cup of coffee, and then head out of the woods for the day. I'm not sure what the video is going to look like. I'll cobble together some of the scenes that I picked up along the way. I hope it's something you've enjoyed, and if it has been, maybe you'll consider subscribing to my channel. I'll be back out on the trail again. But until that time, get out and explore. Do what I just did. Trails you haven't been on, places you haven't seen. Some amazing discoveries along the way. Take that path less traveled. It'll make all the difference. Bye for now.